it was towards the tail end of college that I think I had some sort of like attack of puberty or something, where I was like, I want to be pretty. I want people to see me. I want boys to think I'm cool. Some trip happened. I'm curious and I'm very sensitive. Like I've been told I don't look it. I look like a tough cookie, but I'm not really. I'm very, like, very emotional, very easy to cry.
She was crowned runner-up of the Femina Miss India, and since then she's been an actor who has maintained an elegant image off and on the screen. She's a sensation on the OTT circuit and is one of the most sought-after actors, not just in Hindi, but all the regional industries. And now she's gone global too. Here's welcoming Sobhita Dhulipala to Filmfare OTT Showcase, a prelude to the Glamm Filmfare OTT Awards. Hi, Sobhita.
It's a pleasure.
So my first question to you is, what are you doing in an all-male, whodunit kind of film like Kurup?
Trying to balance it. I play this. Kurup is somebody who's been on the run for a long time. It's the story of a guy. I mean, it's a real story. I play his wife, his love interest, and it's interesting to me to play somebody under the shadows, because his life has been documented a lot, because he's been like the most wanted fugitive, on the run, all of that. But her life is a bit, it gives me the room to sort of add color, where there's none. There's no complete stencil. So that's who I play.
And you've done a Telugu film. You've done are you also getting into the complete regional space? And also, how do you dabble with languages when you do so many different regional films and series?
So my mother tongue is Telugu. We speak in Telugu at home. And when I came to Bombay, I had learned Hindi so as to be, so as to belong with the film industry here in the audition process. And my journey started with Hindi films and Hindi things, basically. I did one Telugu film. That was easy because I speak the language. To do a Tamil film and one Malayalam film, it was very interesting because as I started doing it, it occurred to me that language is, they say, oh, it's a medium, but I don't think it's the medium. I think it's just one tool, like so many. Like there's cinematography, like there's so many departments. I think of language also as a tool, because I only ever register the emotion of a scene. Even if I were to watch a film from a completely foreign language, from, like a Korean film, I'm still receiving the information because I'm tuned into the emotions of the scene. So yeah, and that aside, I think as an actor, I also like when a little uncomfortable. Yeah. A little on edge, a little, just not a feeling of familiarity and ease, but a feeling of like, I have no idea how this is done. Let's figure it out. It's like a dance. I love it.
You burst on the OTT scene with Made in Heaven, and I mean, before that you had Raman Raghav and all of that, and suddenly it was magical, for a want of a better word. And then now you're doing the sequel. So if I asked you to look back with affection, how would you look back on Made in Heaven?
It came about at a time when OTT in general had not exploded in India. We had, Inside Edge, and we had Permanent Roommates, but even like when we started shooting for the show, even if Sacred Games hadn't come out, it didn't become big in any form. So I do remember thinking of it as a very it wasn't conventional, for sure. The faith we had as actors was in the filmmakers, the writers involved, the team that was put together, and the sheer just brilliance of the story. The simple fact that they were trying to do something new. I had done a film called Kala Kandi, which didn't really fare very well commercially, but I had such a good time, and I feel so good about it because it's original. And I thought of Made in Heaven as that. as I auditioned and got the part. So I'm not, I don't think I'm cut out for a second-hand life. I'm very happy to experiment, take a chance and try to do something new, even if it like fails. I think I have a lot of fun. So when I look back upon those times, I like myself a lot more when I really took chances, because that's very much who I am.
How do you maintain your sanity?
I don't.
Tough. So you're a crackpot.
I don't know what I am. I'm curious and I'm very sensitive. Like I've been told I don't look it. I look like a tough cookie, but I'm not really. I'm very, very emotional, very easy to cry. But I'm like one of those say yes to life kind of people. I'm a dreamer. So is there a place for me in reality? I don't know. We'll find out.
Tell me about your on-screen relationship with Arjun. I mean, have you had other gay friends, and have you had close relationships? Your series was such a shot in the arm for the LGBT community, and it made such a powerful statement without, it talked about the narrative, it talked about patriarchy, it talked about the choice, it talked about free will. So many every episode revealed some sort of truth without actually, making it more moralistic or
but I must entirely credit the show developers Rima, Karti and Zoya Akhtar, and also like the entire writing team. This was season 1. We had Zoya, Nitya Mehra, Alamkrita Srivastav and Prashant Nair, who were the directors, and Rima and Zoya created the show. So they must get all the credit in terms of ideation and all of those cool, brave choices. As an actor, I was just greatly privileged that I got to play a part that I could really do something with.
Did you have you had an association with, like, say, with Arjun and you, that kind of camaraderie bonding? Did you have a personal?
No, we're not really friends, but we're friendly.
No, but did you have off screen anybody else who's, a similar gay friend who you've reached out to, and buddy with? Have you had experiences like that?
I have friends, and I'm fortunate to have the kind of friends who are very real with me. And in that realness, I'm often able to explore just the vastness of human experience. And also, I really believe that when one stays close to the ground and you're not in your bubble, you make a conscious effort to sort of keep stay rooted. I feel like there's so much around us to draw from, and there's so much around us to keep us supple. So I think that really nourished me. The tragedy of our times has really kept me, well fed to have so much out of my system. And I didn't, I also genuinely believe that it is in every person's capacity to feel everything. Like, I believe we're all waves of the same ocean. So I can try my best consciously to not be judgmental as much to the best of my ability. But those are the choices I make. My choices are, I try not to be superficial with it because it doesn't reach me. Like a certain perfume or a certain playlist. Yeah, I really like having playlists for characters or moods or moments. It affects me, but the tangible superficial things last only so long. So if I'm really trying to convey something through my character or whatever, I think the experience has to be a little more deep rooted.
Are you attracted to unconventionally dark characters, whether it's Kalakandi, whether it's Raman Raghav, whether it is lust stories? I mean, is it by design or default?
Default. The thing is, when you start off, I don't think you beggars can't choosers. I was auditioning for such a long time and I never got anything. that when I first got I was like audition for a lot of ads, and everyone was just like, no, doesn't work. So really stupid reasons and such mean people. But I've given a good 500-600 auditions in my life, minimum. So when I got my first film, I mean, at that time I knew, like, say, you have certain things in front of you, you know what you don't want to do. You can't be like, acha, mujhe ye karna hai, because nobody's going to give you that. I know that, acha, this is an option I have, I can do this, but I don't think this is something I want to do. I'd rather not. So the whatever growth I've had, it's like I think of it like I was in and like an ancient, not ancient, ancestral house in near Kochi, and you know how there's a courtyard and these corridors around it. It made me think of how my growth and my little successes have been, the corridors of my successes have been built around the courtyards of all the no's I've said, you know. So it was an epiphany for me that I am here because of the no's I've said, and they were essential no's. No, I don't think I'm attracted to dark characters. In fact, I'm doing very happy characters right now, and I'm very excited for like people to see it, because
like
I'm
Kurup.
not a dark person at all. I'm very stupid.
Your Miss India days, how have they helped you face the rough and tough of Bombay? Bombay can be harsh, cruel, frenetic. How have they helped you?
After 12th standard, I moved to Bombay from Visakhapatnam, where I grew up. But I moved to Bombay for college only. So I had no plans really. And it was towards the tail end of college that I think I had some sort of like attack of puberty or something, where I was like, I want to be pretty. I want people to see me. I want boys to think I'm cool. Some trip happened, and I was very excited because I grew up very geeky and very like awkward and unbelievably underconfident, you know. And I always thought I was so like all things bad. But now when I look back, it was all up here, you know. I was all right. But yeah, towards the tail end of college, I took part in the audition. I didn't understand, you know, the process, what happens, career, nothing. I just finished college right after board exams, audition, got through, very excited, but still have to enroll in masters because South Indian parents enrolled in like corporate law. And recently it happened, and I thought I'd really feel cool or, you know, something. I was trying to belong with it because I wanted to feel good, but I don't know if I was a natural fit for that. Because as somebody who grew up thinking that she was not pretty or not somebody who's in that space, I would always focus on like essay writing competition, school captain, NCC, because I was convinced that that was not my forte. So to do that, it almost felt like I was doing it from the outside to seem a certain way, but on the inside, I was still that geeky child who's just scared of the spotlight. So I was a little lost. And after that, I did a lot of backpacking. I went through this full like Avara, Banjaran type phase where I was trying to understand my who and all of that. I did some modeling at that time. I thought I'd really enjoy it because I've always loved fashion. But again, misfit, not so nice experiences. During that period, I started auditioning for ads because it's part of modeling to also test for ads. I learned Hindi in that time. So it was a whole span of about 3 years, from end of college to getting my first film, 3-4 years. So, which is funny, like when I remember after Made in Heaven, someone was like, so like overnight success. I'm just like, what, it takes you 7 years to be an overnight success, man, please.
So I will not take much of your time. Please continue with your promotions of Kurup, and please continue with your hectic schedule, and please continue to entertain us with your unconventional stands. And thank you for me.
Thank you for hearing me out.
Thank you so much. If you missed the deadline to vote, here's your last chance to get them nominated at the Glamm Filmfare OTT Awards. Head to the Glamm app to exclusively vote for them now.